This is going to be a singles reading for the sign of Taurus. This is a general reading, so it won't resonate with everybody. So take what you need and leave the rest. I'm just going to ask first what's going on with you. I want to thank everybody who, has shown up and subscribed to the channel. We reached a milestone of 250 subscribers, and it might not sound big to everybody, but it means a lot to me to have started this connection with all of you, and I so appreciate your support in growing this beautiful project together with me. And so yeah, I love it, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for those who have reached out and commented where things resonated, and I just really appreciate you being here. So okay, this is for my Taurus singles. Taurus singles, going on with you? Any advice for my Taurus singles? What's going on with Taurus singles? Just gonna shuffle a couple more times. Okay, what's going on for my Taurus singles? Taurus singles. Just gonna get a few more cards. Wow. Okay, Taurus. Okay, Taurus singles. Look at you. I feel like Taurus, like you're experiencing a lot of change right now. You have a Wheel of Fortune. It's like things are changing for the better for you right now. Like you might just be in a period of expansion, shift, change, out of pain, sort of where you're learning how to leave the pain behind. I feel like you're experiencing a change where you're finding your emotional balance. You're finding sort of your grounded heart center, if that makes sense. I feel like, yeah, like it's definitely a shift for the better, whatever's happening for you. And Wheel of Fortune can kind of be like karma coming in for you in a way, like where you've maybe put a lot in the past. This is where things are sort of shifting, and it's like you're coming to a calmer, more centered emotional place. But I feel like you're also showing up in your strength, and this guy is like here in his strength to like fight for life. This guy has wands around him and in his hand, so there's a lot of passion here, and this is just sort of you showing up, like fighting for it. It's almost like you're determined to not be in this place of devastation anymore. And that's, I think, what the change is, sort of you leaving, completing this cycle of like pain where you're just on the floor with 10 swords in your back and feeling kind of devastated. This is where you're on your feet again, and you're just showing up to fight for it. Like, I'm here for it. I'm not gonna lay down. I'm not just gonna lay down with these swords in my back. Like, I'm going to stand up and fight for my life. I'm gonna stand up, and I'm gonna find my balance, and I'm gonna find my way, and I'm not just gonna lay here and bleed. It's like in the traditional deck, this guy shows up kind of disheveled, where he has like two different shoes on, and he's just showing up like in a fierce way to like fight for things, to fight for his life instead of like fighting with life. He's finally getting the art of fighting for life, flowing with life. And that makes sense with the King of Cups here. You might be finding your flow, and this might be really different for you from sort of ways that you have like a place that you've been in, maybe where you've been in a lot of pain and kind of flattened out by things that have happened that sort of took you down. This is like you standing up and being like, I'm not staying down here on the floor. I'm not staying down. I'm up. I'm fighting. I'm not laying down for this anymore. And I love that. And especially with the Emperor underneath. Now, you have two tens here. You have a 10 of Cups and a 10 of Pentacles. I feel like you're moving into a space of like real harmony. But I feel like it has to do with your internal emotional world, where you're finding harmony, you're finding your abundance. It might be that you're seeing that you have everything that you need. This is almost like that manifesting place of like that realization that everything you need is within you. And where you find your sort of happiness, like right where you are. This is beautiful. This is happiness in terms of love, but this is also happiness in terms of stability. And so I think you're finally like stepping out of some place of like devastation and pain and just like awake again and ready to experience, you know, the beauty and the harmony and sort of realizing that you can, or maybe you were, you've actually had 3 10s on the board. So 10s may be of some significance. You may be just at a real place of like completing a cycle and beginning a new cycle. But I think that new cycle is sort of like a place where you have the realization that you have the ability to be happy, you have the right to be happy, and that you can do that with some emotional balance. It doesn't have to be like this. I just keep hearing it doesn't have to be like this anymore. It doesn't have to be like this anymore. This 10 of Swords energy with like 10 knives in your back. I don't feel like you're going to let anybody put 10 knives in your back anymore. I don't feel like you have space for it to let this in. This is like a new change for you. This is a shift out of this kind of stuff happening for you, but that's coming in through your own determination, because you've got the Emperor here. This is where you're sitting in your power, and you're sort of sitting in a more structured way of being. King of Cups here and Emperor here would say that you're finding ways to be more structured about how you navigate in terms of your emotional stability. This Emperor just doesn't let anybody come along and just put 10 knives in his back, right? He's really strong, and he will kind of say to things that come in that will harm him, no, like stay over there. That's Emperor energy. So I feel like this is maybe a time for you that you may be getting more rigid with like what you let in and who you let harm you and who you let into your space. And I think that that's a really beautiful thing. It's possible, Taurus, that in the past you have let some BS through the gates and it has really harmed you, and you've probably done that out of the goodness of your heart, right? Because that's what beautiful people do. Like they at times you know, people get through the gates who stick 10 knives in your back because you're a good person and you're giving and you're loving and yada yada, right? But this is you in a space where you're not having it. You're just not having it anymore. You're saying no to this 10 swords in the back. It's just like, nope, I'm not here for 10 swords in the back. I'm here for 10 cups. I'm here for 10 pentacles. Like, this is what I want. And if it's not this, it's not getting in. You rather just sit here on your own. You know, if anybody's coming through with anything that doesn't look like solid and good for you, you're just like, nope, this doesn't look like 10 of cups. This doesn't look like 10 of pentacles. Over there, stay over there with your BS. I love this. I love this. This is you finding your strength, showing up in your strength, and this is a change for you. I think this is not somewhere that you maybe have been able to find the way to be this way in the past, but you are, for some reason, it's like you're going through a shift, Taurus, and you're finding that you're finding your way. You're finding your way with your strength, and I love that. I love that. Okay, so we're gonna take a look at what's coming in for you. What type of energy is coming in for you? What's coming in for my Taurus people? What's coming in for my Taurus singles? What's coming in for my Taurus singles? Continue getting stronger, Taurus. Continue that. Do not let any BS pass the gate. If something doesn't resonate with your joy and your serenity and your peace, stay in your Emperor mode. You're not obligated to let anything, you know, in that doesn't like bring you joy and peace and harmony. You deserve peace, harmony, abundance, all of it. It's not a selfish act to you know, to not let things in that can harm you. Let people make you feel guilty like you should be dealing with any swords in your back. You should not. You should definitely not. You letting anybody stick swords in your back, Taurus. It's a time for you to show up for yourself. And I think that you're doing that. I think you are just in like a mass shift and change right now. I love that. I love that for you. This is a brand new deck, so it's a little bit stiff on the shuffle, so it just is what it is. It's a tribute to Alphonse Mucha, the artist, and the imagery is like stunning, and I love this deck. It's a great deck to like intuit with. The imagery really is like lends itself to intuiting. Anyway, What's coming in for my Taurus singles? Okay, there we go. Gonna get a few more cards. What's coming in for my Taurus singles? Too many cards. Okay. Taurus. I feel like Taurus, like there might be some different options, some different love options coming in at you. Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see. Just gonna get some more information on this Ace of Cups. Oh, wow. Okay, Taurus. Okay, this is kind of big. Okay, first of all, it's like, so I feel like there's a love offer coming in, but because there's Two of Swords and Two of Pentacles here, I would say you might have a couple of love offers coming in, right? You've got another 10 here. It's like you've had every 10 in the deck out in your readings today. You're at some place of like, I just got goosebumps. You're at some place of closing a door on an old way of being. It's almost like the BS people, the 10 Swords people, they're not getting in anymore. It's not getting in anymore. It's not coming in anymore. You're not letting it. You're not going to let it in. So there's love offers coming in, right? And this is sort of, you're coming to a space where you're going to be able to lay the burdens down. Things that have felt really heavy, things that have come in and made you feel really heavy. You're going to be able to lay those burdens down. You're completing a cycle of carrying things that are heavy. I just have a feeling that it's like almost like your load is going to get lighter in terms of relationships coming in. But I feel like this is coming through you taking the time to get a new perspective on like what you want things to look like. Hanged Man, he's not really moving with these offers. He's taking the time to suss it out and see what it is. Hang on, I just want to get some clarity on. Okay, yeah. See, okay. So I would say if nothing else, there's advice here too. Make sure that you take your time. Make sure that you really assess offers that are coming in, because you have a couple of offers around you, but you're going to know what to do. Like this is Eight of Cups, and Eight of Cups is like turning the back on old ways of loving, old ways of doing things, old ways of being that haven't worked, and moving straight towards new possibilities. So it's like, I feel like you might have a couple options around you. It might be a little bit hard to choose. You might be a little bit juggling this energy and trying to figure out which one it is, right? But Eight of Cups is walking right towards the Nine of Cups. So you'll make the right decision. And my advice would be, whenever you have a confusing situation, you have a couple people around you, if this is your story, you may also just trying to be deciding if you want to stay single or if you want to go into relationships. So it could be a different story for different people, right? But you're definitely turning your back on old ways of Ten of Swords people. And you're not going to be dealing with that anymore. You're walking towards the Nine of Cups. You're walking right towards your wish fulfillment. So if it is coming down to like, either a decision between staying single and coupling up, right? Or if it's a decision between a couple of options, I always would advise you to, whenever you have an interaction with somebody, whether it be texting, whether it be talking, or whether it be like meeting up in person, the advice would be, when you finish the interaction, get quiet, get meditative, even if it's just for 2 minutes, right? Get really quiet, focus on your breath, and tap into your gut and ask yourself, how do you feel in your stomach? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel joy? Do you feel peaceful? Do you feel serene? Make your decisions based on how people are resonating on a soul level, on a gut level. Pay attention to that. Pay strong attention to that, because you have the answers in your hanged man mode. This hanged man is getting quiet and assessing perspective, right? And sometimes shifting perspective. Like someone might come in and look all shiny and cool and good, but when you get quiet, right, and you get meditative, and you meditate on not on your head level, not even on your heart level, not on a chemical level, but on a gut level. You go internal and you get quiet and you listen to your gut and how this person is resonating, how this interaction is resonating. Pay attention to what that feeling is. That is where the answers are. That is where the answers are on making good decisions. You have an internal knowing, right? You have an internal guidance system that knows the answer, but you've got to go deeper than head level and heart level, and you've got to go deeper and you've got to figure that out. You've got to tap into your actual intuition, and your intuition resides like in your gut. Sometimes it resides in the third eye, which is on your forehead, but not always. A much easier way to access your inner knowing is through your gut, but that entails getting quiet and listening to the feelings, right? Somebody might come in and ding all the bells and whistles, but if you get quiet and you go into a gut level, you might find that there's actually anxiety down there. There's anxious feelings, or there's something unsettling, or there's something that just doesn't feel right. So you've got to bypass all the chemical stuff, right? And all the mental fog going on, and get into your gut level where your higher self knows the answer for what is good for you, but you've got to get quiet enough and still enough and listen enough to understand what that is, and you'll find the right answer. And what is there for you when you do this, when you take the time to introspect and get perspective, you've got a whole Ace of Cups coming in. You've got the Lover's card coming in. There's like a divine union coming in for you. And this is a new beginning that's filled with more love possibly than you've ever experienced. This is here for you. This is on the path. This is what's sort of coming in for you. I don't know if it's here already. I'm not sure. I feel like, again, like you have a couple of different people around you, so you're not sure which one this is, but do that exercise and you'll figure it out. Trust me. You can get it through meditation. But you've got an abundant new beginning, an overflowing love. This is a connection where more love will be shared probably than you've ever experienced. It will bring you peace. It will bring you harmony. And this is a divine, this is like soul recognition. This is someone that you're going to meet or that you've met. That's going to resonate on a soul level. And the way that you'll know is tapping into your inner knowing, and it'll feel like peace. It'll feel like ease. It'll feel like joy. It'll feel harmonious, right? But this is around you. This is like a divine connection. This is a soulmate card, and this is someone who's going to feel familiar. This is someone who's going to feel like home. This is someone who you're going to recognize on a soul level, on a deeper level than your everyday average person. This may feel like someone that, right when you meet them, that you've known them for a really long time, Taurus. So pay attention for that. Pay attention for that. And please, please, take care of yourself enough to pay attention to your inner knowing. You have the answers within you when it comes to people. It's like you almost don't even need to wait and find out what's going to happen with people. Your higher self knows the answer already of how this person is resonating on an intuitive level. You've just got to sort of, and the moon is here, which talks, the moon is here and here, right? You've got the moon here in 2 cards, which is talking about intuition. Let your intuition guide you. Let your intuition guide you to what is right. You can do this. You can definitely make the best choice for yourself so that you don't end up with those 10 swords in your back again, all right? And I think anyway, with 4 10s in the whole reading, like you're done with that chapter anyway. I just think it's just not meant for you on your path anymore, being devastated and flat on the floor like that. I think that's a chapter that's closing for you because you're doing the work. All right, Taurus, that's your reading. Hopefully this resonated with you. If it didn't, that's okay. You can watch your sun, moon, and rising for more resonance. But if it did resonate with you, you can feel free to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me grow the channel. And thank you so much for your support and for coming out and receiving this reading today. All right, take care, Taurus.